First on the news at 6 o'clock, a state police lieutenant arrested for domestic abuse charges early this morning has been released on bond.
James Jefferson III is on administrative leave from LSP as the investigation unfolds. As the investigative unit's Bess Casserly reports, this case is complicated.
Thursday morning, just hours after his arrest, state troopers were seen removing Lieutenant James Jefferson's unit from his driveway. The 17-year veteran of state police on administrative leave following domestic abuse allegations. According to the police affidavit, a family member called Baton Rouge police around midnight to report that Jefferson and his wife had a physical altercation where he threw her to the ground. The caller reported hearing her scream, "Help." When police arrived, however, both Jefferson and the victim said they were just having a loud argument. Jefferson had scratches on his hands, but there was no mention of visible injuries to the victim. Officers were able to find surveillance video, which captured audio of the altercation, corroborating the relative's account that the fight was violent.
With that evidence, they should be able to proceed with the case regardless of that.
Do you find that it's harder for cases like this to proceed when the victim isn't willing to cooperate?
It is at times, depending on the scope of evidence that we have.
Yeah.
The director of the Iris Domestic Violence Center, Patty Freeman, says hesitancy is common for spouses of law enforcement officers.
You don't want to ruin your husband's career or potential within his career. That also would weigh heavily on a victim whose husband was in law enforcement.
Jefferson most recently serving as a lieutenant over the Criminal Patrol Unit. Before that, he was a sergeant in Internal Affairs. He's also high up in the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Officers, and until 2022, worked as an adjunct professor at Southern University.
It brings that charge from a misdemeanor to a felony. Secondly, it's recognizing the fact that a child is being exposed to violence.
During Jefferson's bond hearing Thursday, his wife, who was present in court, offered a statement through the prosecutor stating that the witness was not physically there to witness anything and only heard what was going on through the phone. Her statement seeming to sway the judge, who set Jefferson's bond at $10,000 and did not issue a protective order. For the investigative unit, Bess Casserly, WBRZ News 2.
The couple's 7-year-old son was in the back seat of their truck during this altercation, resulting in an additional felony charge of domestic abuse battery with child endangerment.